Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. First, I want to have a personal announcement. I want to say thank you guys to all of you for sharing your love and support. Today is the 1-year anniversary of my dog's passing, Riley. I moved through a lot of grief over the past several days, a lot of residual grief. Even through the work that I do, the mediumship work that I do, the channeling that I do, being so in touch with energy and spirit, I miss my dog in the physical. Losing him was the hardest thing that I've ever done. There was a lot of change last year as I was losing him. I was gaining a family with my Divine Masculine and his daughter moving in. And so it was very difficult to experience all of that change all at once. And that grief of loss with so many blessings coming at the same time was really difficult. And I have really needed to work through that this whole past year. And so coming up on the 1-year anniversary today is when he passed, and experiencing that has been both heartwarming and grief-filled because I miss him. I miss him. He was very much my child, very much a soulmate in dog form. And it's funny, I once had somebody in my life say, well, dogs don't have souls and animals don't have souls, and I just beg to disagree. Because not that I don't want to say I know better, but looking at my animals, looking at my dog, looking at Riley and what we meant to each other, I do disagree. He was very much my soulmate. From the moment that we met, I opened the cage at the local Humane League where I was volunteering 15 years ago now. I wasn't expecting to get a dog, but I took him out to play, and he was all riled up. And I said, oh my God, your name is Riley, and you're coming home with me. And I've never had such an intuitive hit like that. To have that sense of knowing that we belong to each other in that instance. He was mine as much as I was his, or I should say I was his as much as he was mine, and we both knew it. And he got me through the worst of times and the best of times. He was there every single moment in my life for 14 years, and that's not easy to let go of. That's not easy to experience such a physical, visceral loss. Even though so many blessings have come in, and I understand the timing of it, he kind of, I knew even then, he said that it was time for him, and he knew that I was going to be okay. He knew that I had some more lessons to learn, and he knew that my Divine Masculine was going to be here, taking care of me, and for a full year, I resisted that. For a full year, I did not let him, but that's the change that I've seen in myself over the past several months. My inner masculine taking care of myself, being reflected in my outer masculine, really taking care of me emotionally, being that support system. He was there for me when Riley passed. He's there for me even now. And I'm very grateful for all of it, I didn't want this to be about my Divine Masculine. It's not about him. It's about Riley. But I say that because life really takes you to unexpected places, and when we think that there are losses, the universe is always there supporting us, and I received that support that I needed from my family, from my friends, from this community. You guys were there for me when I lost Riley, and even a couple of days ago when I was really struggling with mourning him. So the universe, is such a beautiful, supportive energy moving through all of us. And there are blessings and there is magic if we allow ourselves to see it. And I was going through a major grief cycle this past year, not allowing myself to fully embrace or trust the blessings that were coming into my life because I was still so full of pain from that loss. And that is really humbling, and that's fun to work through, isn't it? So I want to, on a personal note, just say thank you guys so much for your love and your support. It has been a difficult year. but I have really felt the shift. For those of you who have joined me over on my other channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections, we have been channeling how we are really moving into a new energy, putting the past in the past. The old journey is at an end, and how we are moving forward. So we're going to have some more channelings coming forward over on that channel, some light language transmissions. So I do encourage you to hop on over there. I'll put the link in the description box below. Do make sure that you subscribe to both channels so you don't miss anything. But here we're going to continue to do the Sacred Union energy updates. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for your love, support, compassion, understanding, and just I'm sending love to all of you who have the beautiful blessing of having a soulmate in a four-legged form. These animals really are God's greatest gift to us. They are pure innocence, pure light, pure joy. Animals really capture my heart and my soul. I just feel so incredibly blessed with the animals that I have known and loved in my life. People too, people too, but there's something about that pureness of animals that we want to recognize, that I want to recognize now as just the greatest blessing that there is. And yeah, so thank you guys for loving me and honoring Riley, and I want to say thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into this Sacred Union reading and see what is going on in the connection. I haven't been experiencing much, or feeling much, I should say. Yesterday I was down for the count. I was feeling full-on Ascension symptoms. We had the day out of time, which was the start of the Galactic New Year. We had the beginning of the then we had the beginning of the Lionsgate energy leading up to the 8/8 portal, August 8th portal, the Lionsgate. We've had a lot of influx of light codes, light energy coming in, a lot of changes, a lot of shift within our own consciousness that is leading us to experience changes and shifts within our external world. So there's a lot that is going on. So when your body calls for rest, allow yourself to rest. Love yourself enough, respect yourself enough, have your own self-respect and integrity enough that you honor that. That is really, really important. Yesterday, even though I wanted to do so much, all I could do was just sleep and let myself relax, let myself rest, especially for those of you who do some kind of energy work. That's going to be especially vital, especially important, because it's all energy. It's all energy work. But for those of you who are really tapping into the quantum field, that's especially important because it's heightened for you. But no matter what you do, allow yourself to rest if you're called to rest, because we're all going through this ascension process. We're all bringing in light codes. We're all, tapping into energy fields and our intuition and divine source energy. So allow yourself just to continue to tap into that pure divine light, that pure divine source energy, Mother, Father, God, to continue to fill you up, fuel you. But your physical body needs to rest as well. So allow yourself that rest as well. Okay, so what's going on for these counterparts? What is the union energy between these counterparts? Oops, I just want one card, please. Just one card. Thank you. Yeah, the Fool. So it's so funny that we had channeled the journey's end, because here we have the beginning. And you can't have a beginning without an end. You can't have an end without there being a new beginning. And that's exactly where we are. We are here, not just on the precipice, but I feel like we are, if we haven't already, we are taking that leap forward. You're on the precipice of a new journey in soul-centered love. Get ready to take a leap of faith and embark on this path of the heart. This is the sacred path. This is a sacred union path. And the King of Swords came out in the last reading as well. The resurrection of love. You're clear-minded and rational when it comes to matters of the heart, but there are times when emotional vulnerability is called for. Allow yourself to be emotionally intimate with your partner. There is communication there that is coming in. There is clarity that is coming in. There is truth that is being revealed in the highest light. Now, when I say truth being revealed in the highest light, I they're bringing forth that energy, that clarification, because they want you to know this truth is not anything that will lower your vibration. It is not anything that will suck you down into a lower energy or cause division or cause separation. This truth that is being revealed is in the energy of love, because you are in the energy of love, because you have shifted into that higher consciousness and that higher dimension. So don't allow anything into your energy field that will suck you dry, that will drain your energy, that will bring you back into that dense heaviness. You're not there anymore. And if you feel yourself getting pulled back there, bring that to your awareness and say, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I know what's happening. I can feel this happening. I'm going to remove myself from this energy, protect myself from this energy, not reflect this energy or take on this energy. Do what you need to for your higher consciousness. Now, that is not to say that you spiritually bypass. That's not to say that you say, oh, love and light to you, everything's okay. You allow yourself to feel the emotions. For myself, for example, I was feeling a lot of grief around Riley's loss the past several days. And that, I don't want to say it lowered my energy or it lowered my vibration because it really didn't, but it had the opportunity to, or other things I've been experiencing have had the opportunity to, and I've had to take the time to sit with myself and understand, okay, why am I feeling this way? With regards to the grief that I was feeling, I had to take my time and just allow myself to feel the emotions and the grief, but I didn't attach to it. And that's why it didn't lower my consciousness. That's why it didn't lower my energy or my vibration or shift my consciousness back into a lower energy, because I was just allowing myself to feel what I needed to feel. I was aware of why I was feeling it, and I just let myself move through it without attaching to it, without clinging to it. That is the difference. So we don't bypass. We don't say, oh, everything's okay. We are human. We allow ourselves to feel the human emotions, but we bring to our awareness, why are we feeling those human emotions? What is beyond that? And how do I move through it? How do I shift myself out of that energy by still honoring what it is that I'm feeling? So with this full energy, you are really entering a new phase of yourself, a new phase of your life, because you have shifted into this higher consciousness of awareness. And now you're doing this with a sacred partner. So with your sacred partner is going through this shift as well. It might not look exactly like what you're experiencing, and that's okay, because they're on their own path journey, but you're doing this energetically together. So things might look a little bit different. They might be experiencing things in a little bit of a different way than you, but you are energetically together. And for some of you, you are doing this in the physical together, but again, it might look a little bit different. You're not going to experience things consciously, or I should say, just in the same way, especially for these sacred partners, because you are the same soul operating in two different bodies and two different individual lives. Now, when I say individual lives, I don't mean separate lives. Again, you're doing this together, but I mean they have their life that they're living in their path, and you have your life that you're living in your path that you're walking, but you're doing it in tandem. You're doing it parallel. You're doing it together. And with these unions, the more you come into inner union and balance and harmony within yourself by walking your sacred path, the more your partner does the same, and then your energies are merged, but then you come into this convergence point where you recognize that you're doing this together from different aspects. Okay, so another way they're bringing this to me is the garden analogy that we talk about all the time. So you're tending to the same beautiful garden. That is your energy. You're tending to the same beautiful garden, but you have your plot, they have their plot, and then if you were to focus so much on their plot, you would be neglecting yours. You'd be neglecting your life. You'd be neglecting you. And same for them. If they were to be focused so much on you, they'd be neglecting what they need to be working on. So you work on you, and they're working on them, and then you step back together and you say, oh my gosh, look at what we've created. Look at this beautiful life that we've been creating together. And the more you come into union, the more you are mindfully creating together. So it's like you're here working on your roses, and they're working on their chrysanthemums. And it's like you're calling over there, hey, how you doing? Do you need more water? Do you need more, soil? Do you need more nutrients? Do you need more this, that? And they're doing the same. Do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need that? That's how you balance each other out. And I feel like that's what's actually happening. You're having that communication now. What do you need? How can I help you to grow? How can I help you to expand? You're not doing it for them, but you're just recognizing each other, and they're recognizing you. And you're recognizing that you are creating this beautiful garden, this energetic garden, this life garden together. That's what's happening now, is the seeds that you had planted long ago are now growing and blossoming because you have been focusing on your little plot. They've been focusing on theirs. But all the while you've been asking, okay, a little bit more compassion, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more support or comfort or love. They're doing the same for you now. They hadn't been able to before because you have been so hyper-focused on their side of the garden that it didn't allow them to cultivate their own. But now that you have been in your place of power, in your place of self-empowerment, saying, they've got this. I believe in them. I trust in them. They're able to have the confidence to create their own garden. The garden's just a metaphor. You guys, this is for life. We're talking about like their life. They're able to work on themselves, have that self-worth, have that self-respect, to balance themselves out financially, materially, their inner union. And it's this beautiful balance. And now you're able to come to each other in this beautiful partnership and say, I love you. What can I do for you? What can I give you? What can I receive from you? But this is a balanced partnership. It's not one person saying, let me give and give and give and give and give to you. And they take and take and take and take and take. This is both the flow of give and receive, that beautiful infinity sign of give and receive to each other in every moment. Just offering to each other what you need in that beautiful divine flow without neglecting, abandoning, or negating yourself. That is higher consciousness. That is this new template of love. It is this beautiful harmonic flow of love, and that's where you are. You have either already taken that leap of faith, that first step towards each other, or you are getting ready to. But that's where you are. There is this new beginning that is taking place where you have planted your seeds, they've planted theirs, you've nurtured yours, they've nurtured theirs or are nurturing theirs. And now you're able to step back and say, look at what we've been creating. How about we work together and now plant this lilac bush? How about we work together and now plant these fruits or these vegetables or whatever it is in the garden that you're creating? Now you're working together and saying, I need a little bit more love here, or I need a little bit more compassion here, or I need a little bit more understanding here, or I need a little bit more support here, or here, I have some excess love. Let me shower you with some more love, or let me shower you with some more compassion because I'm full up and it's flowing out of me. This is working together now. This is that harmony. The resistance, it feels like, is coming to an end. Wow, okay. Whew, I was going to use this deck and I'm not feeling it, so I'm going to put that aside. I feel like I'm going to get the traditional tarot. This feels like I wanted to do a Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine update, but I feel like we're just going to get cards just for your connection. This might be an Ascension relationship reading. And remember, the Ascension relationship readings are just a little bit higher. We're not diving deep into Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. What are you feeling towards each other? The Ascension relationship reading, which is what you're in. You're in an Ascension relationship if you're in a sacred partnership. It's the sacred union path to Ascension. It's the relationship path to Ascension with another. I feel like that's what this is. I feel like let's just get some cards and see what's going on here. Five of Wands. Knight of Pentacles and the Moon. This feels like moving out of this energy. This feels like a very grounded energy where there had been chaos and conflict. Give me more about the Five of Wands here, please. Get one more. Tell me about the Five of Wands. Tell me about the Five of Wands here. you're moving out of that detachment. You're releasing yourself from this conflict. You're releasing yourself, not tying yourself down. This Knight of Pentacles really feels like somebody who has battled to gain that pentacle being consciousness, that pentacle being stability, inner union, groundedness, security within the self, higher consciousness. You really battled to relieve yourself from this conflict and put that past in the past, any toxic energy, anything that bound you. You're really battled to move out of that energy. I just keep seeing this Knight of Pentacles walking away from this, and that pentacle being that higher consciousness energy. To the future, to what are you moving towards? It might be a little bit unknown. You might be needing to trust your intuition, just taking the next step on your path. But that's okay, because the journey, the jump, that leap of faith, it's not called leap of faith for nothing. You have to take that step, even if you don't entirely know where you're being guided. That's what divine guidance is all about, trusting your intuition and knowing that you have that support from the universe to cushion your fall. They're showing me, it's a meme, and it's like there's a person standing on the edge of a cliff, and you have a hand coming out and kind of flicking the person, and then you have other hands cradling for the person if the person's going to fall. So it's like that's the universe. That universe is pushing you to take that leap of faith, but the universe is also ready to catch you and cradle you. So it's like what we had channeled before. A leap of faith is not so much a leap of faith if you're in the energy of faith. If you are trusting fully in the divine guidance that you're receiving and the next step that you're guided to take. A risk is not a risk at all when you're in the energy of love, because it's just love. And that's what this feels like. Let's get some more. Just saw the Two of Cups. Not going to take it, but I just saw the Two of Cups. Tell me more about this energy for sacred partnerships, please. Tell me more about this energy for sacred partnerships. The Hierophant being my Ascension card. Oh boy. We have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Three of Wands. So the Hierophant being my Ascension card, higher level of commitment, higher level of awakening, higher level of ascension, ascending into the divine, the divinity. But with the Nine of Pentacles, I love how this is very grounded as well. You're in your power. You are ascending, you are growing, you are expanding, but you're also in your power, recognizing that everything that you've been manifesting is coming to fruition. It's almost like you see how this person is just standing on the cliff, standing on the horizon. They're not taking action because they know that what they want is coming towards them. Now, that's not to say just sit back on your couch and do nothing. You have to take guided action for your life. This is especially for divine feminines. This is not to say that you just sit back and wait for your divine masculine to make the move or come to you or to communicate. You have to take guided action for your life. Still live your life. Live your best life. Live your highest life. What is it that you want? What is it that you're manifesting? Keep taking those steps towards making those manifestations come true, and then the universe comes in from the other side and aligns you to that. I feel like this is for both of you, divine masculine and divine feminine. I feel like you are standing on this precipice. You are standing on this edge of this cliff, taking that leap of faith and knowing that no matter what, you are going to be guided, because no matter what, when you take that step off, you're going to be met with everything that you want. Everything that you've been manifesting is going to be there. You might be taking a little bit of a pause and just kind of continuing to align to it, but everything that you want, when you take that step, it's going to be there, because you are that higher level of ascension, because you are that higher level of consciousness. You have shifted, but also in an embodied energy. This Nine of Pentacles being the sense of it's like Emperor, Empress. It's very embodied in the physical. That's what it means to be a spiritual being in human form. That's why we are here. If we were here to ascend and shift just as spiritual beings, we wouldn't be living life. We wouldn't be here in the physical form. We can do that without these physical bodies. We can probably ascend even faster, but we are here on earth to have the human experience. We are here to embody higher consciousness within the physical form, and that's how we are shifting the whole planet. That's how we are shifting the whole paradigm. That's how we are shifting Earth to become of higher consciousness, by our embodiment within this physical form. Remember, a dimension is just a new level of consciousness. We're bringing that fifth dimensional and higher consciousness, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th. We're bringing those consciousnesses, those dimensions down into physical form here on earth through our embodiment, through our ascension in physical form. Okay, tell me more about these sacred unions. Tell me more about these divine partnerships, please. Yep, they want me to take them. We have the Tower. These are all turned upside down. Okay. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the King of Pentacles. That King of Pentacles showing up in every reading that I've done in the past few months. Every reading. This is grounded. This is the Divine Masculine. But also, for Divine Feminines, take it as that inner masculine within you. That is something that you have been learning, that we have been channeling over on my Ascension Connections channel, as well as in the past few Sacred Union energy updates. It's all about balancing out your inner masculine and inner feminine energy, but you also have to trust and ground the masculine energy within you. That inner masculine energy is so important. The inner masculine energy is where you feel safe, secure, committed to yourself, where you're honoring yourself. And the more you ground into that inner energy within, and you feel it within the root chakra, within the sacral chakra, the solar plexus energy, you really feel those within those energy fields. The more you ground that, the more you see that reflected in your counterpart, in your divine masculine. So it feels like this Tower, let me get a card on this Tower. There's some kind of breakthrough that's coming through that's going to bring in this energy of love. You are letting go of that lack, the energy of lack, anywhere where you abandon yourself. This Magician card feels like an energy of self-mastery, an energy of self-empowerment. You are mastering yourself so that you are no longer neglecting yourself, where you are no longer abandoning yourself. You're making conscious choices now to change the patterns and thus change your life. Changing the patterns and the templates within your life or within your mind helps you change within your life. So if you were in an energy of victimhood or lacking self-esteem or confidence, or where you were abandoning yourself for the sacrifice of others, or people-pleasing, or worrying about others, or abandoning your self-respect or your integrity, that's what this is. That scarcity mindset, that lack mindset. But because you are moving into an energy of self-mastery, of knowing yourself, you're breaking through this energy. It's creating a breakthrough where you are just loving yourself and thus being able to receive this love from a more grounded place. This is that inner union energy. Honoring yourself, cherishing yourself, committing to yourself, being stable within yourself. I just read on Facebook, actually, about Simone Biles and how she was in her integrity. She honored herself by saying, I can't compete because of mental health issues. And now my brother was basically an elite gymnast as well. I know the work that he did. He was a diver, he was a gymnast, he was an athlete his entire life. And I know the amount of work and dedication and focus that kind of athleticism takes. Now, Olympic level is a whole new level, but I saw some of it up close and personal when he was competing at state levels, regional levels, things like that. It takes a whole lot of dedication, a whole lot of mental fortitude. And so for somebody to have that integrity and say, I can't compete, especially on the biggest stage in the world, that takes a lot of strength, that takes a lot of integrity, that takes a lot of self-mastery and not abandoning yourself, not sacrificing yourself and your well-being for others. So that is the best example that I have of this. Now, narrow it down a little bit, pull back a little bit, and see where have you been abandoning yourself in your life? Where have you been not upholding healthy boundaries? Where have you been not maintaining that self-discipline or that self-structure? Where have you been letting yourself and any people-pleasing tendencies, where have you been letting yourself abandon yourself and what's healthy and good for you for the sake of others? Or for the sake of situations, or the world, or conditioning, or programming, or patterns, just because it's a repeating pattern in your life. That's what you're breaking through right now. And because you're breaking through that, there might be a little bit of, you might experience this in your internal or external world to show you where you're breaking through this. But make no mistake that this tower moment is going to be a breakthrough. And once you break through this, it's just more love. More love, being able to receive more love, and thus being able to give more love in that beautiful flow that we were talking about in the beginning. And so with this King of Pentacles, this is making you feel much more balanced, much more stable, much more grounded, being able to provide for yourself, not needing anything externally because everything that you have is already within you. And then you see that reflected back in your partnership. You turn to yourself for comfort. You turn to yourself. This is exactly what I was saying with regards to Riley. I was able to honor myself and my emotions and kind of self-soothe, self-comfort with source energy, Mother, Father, God, just connecting to the energy of Riley and God and just saying, I need more love. I need comfort. I need, to feel my connection with my dog again. And so I began to reach into my own inner masculine and take care of myself and support myself. And then I saw that reflected in my divine masculine, who was very physically present, very physically there. And masculine energy is presence. Masculine energy, divine masculine energy, is consistency, presence, stability, being there. That's what this is. And the more that you find that within yourself and trust in that within yourself. I think I said this in one of the previous readings. I think it was in Resurrection of Love, where for myself, I've been around a lot of masculine energy in my life, and some of that very toxic or very distorted. And so I didn't always trust the masculine energy to be provider, to be stable, to be grounded, to be that secure presence in my life. And so I wasn't trusting my divine masculine. But that's what shifted within me over the past several weeks, especially these past 2 weeks, was I began to trust the masculine within myself, to not need to look outside of myself for that stability, for that security, to really honor that within myself, and then I began to see that reflected in my counterpart. So this really feels like inner union, and the more you reach that inner union, relieve yourself from conflicts, from attachments, from chains, feeling chained down, feeling attached to anything. The more you release that, the more you go through this process of inner union to reach that balance and stability within yourself. And then you see that reflected in your counterpart, and that is the new beginning that you have together. Wow. Whew. Okay. Did that seem powerful to you guys? Because that was pretty powerful to me. Okay. Let's just end with, I don't want this to be too long. I just want this to be a quick check-in today. Let's just end with some romance angels and just see a quick check-in how you're feeling about each other. Or any messages that you guys have for each other. Let's do it like that. That's what I'm being called to. What message do you have to each other? What does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? Ooh. Make the effort. Your divine counterpart, I feel like because you're feeling grounded within yourself, that's helping the divine masculine, the embodied divine masculine, or your embodied counterpart, having this sense of security, confidence within themselves, but it's only because they're reflecting that from you, or you're reflecting that to them. Take it as it resonates. You guys are going to be reflecting each other. But I feel like they're wanting to make the effort and come towards this connection. You're wanting to come towards each other. You're wanting to take that leap of faith towards each other. But again, it's not a leap of faith towards each other because it's just love. A risk is not a risk when it's in the energy of love. But you're releasing anywhere where you had fear about taking this leap of faith towards each other, about just letting yourselves love each other fully and embracing that love for each other fully. That's what you're removing. You're removing that fear and allowing yourselves to just embody, embrace, and allow for the love to flow through you and to you fully. So your person making the effort, really wanting to make the effort and come towards you. And you committing to yourself means committing to your partnership and to your sacred union. So you're going to be experiencing, if you're not already, you're going to be experiencing a new level of this connection. A new beginning within this connection, a renewal in this connection. So I feel like this reading is kind of picking up on what we had discussed in the Resurrection of Love video. So do make sure that you're checking out that reading if you're new to the channel, or just go back and listen to it again, because there was really, really powerful stuff there. But I feel like this is just about you, because you're committing to yourself, not abandoning yourself, because you've released the need, the control, the attachment to the journey as a whole. You're just living your life and just embracing yourself and loving yourself, your partner, not feeling that pressure anymore, so they're not resisting anymore. Just love flowing through you, so you're making that effort towards each other into a higher level of engagement, into a higher level of connection, into a higher level of commitment together. Really, really beautiful. All right, you guys, that is going to be it. It's going to be short and sweet today. I'm sending you all so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.